Hi Floss Tube, this is Stephanie and welcome to my new channel, Stitch Goes My Heart. Some of you might remember me from Pixie Dust Stitchers. I was with Wendy and it was really fun. We had a little duo and we just kind of had different visions for what we wanted, and I didn't think that either of us should have to compromise the fun that we wanted to have, and thought it was probably a good idea for us to have our own channels. So here I am, and again, my channel is Stitch Goes My Heart. It's Stitch exclamation point goes my heart. And if any of you are familiar with the movie Music and Lyrics, there's a song called Pop Goes My Heart that Hugh Grant sings, and I was kind of doing a little play on that and thought that would be kind of funny, but I actually thought about singing you a little ditty from it, but I thought, you know what, I think I won't do that right now. I won't scare any of you all with that. But again, welcome. I'm so glad so many of you hopefully have found me, and that any of you have come over from Pixie Dust Stitchers and decided to keep following my journey. I appreciate that so much. I just wanted to say how much I love the FlossTube community. It has been such an amazing journey for me, and I have made so many friends out of this, and the connections have been just wonderful. They are what drives me to keep doing this, because I actually, this is a little bit of a struggle for me. What I mean is feeling like I need to have a deadline, although it's really good. Colette Highway Stitcher, she made a really good point that she does FlossTube. One of the reasons why she does it is because it keeps her accountable and it helps her, it pushes her to get more done. And so that is very true. I mean, I am a person that typically in the past has not cross-stitched lots of projects. I would stitch like dimensions kits, and I would get all done and need to back stitch, and then I'd be like, I don't want to do this anymore, and I'd put it away for a while. And so I'd maybe only do 1 or 2 projects a year. And like last year I did 6 whole projects. They weren't really big, but that was huge for me. And so this year I was doing the Stitch 9 challenge just to challenge myself to get 9 done. And I'm already, I think, with a few little gifts that I've done, which unfortunately I can't show. I have one that's going to be a exchange, and I wish I could show it. But with that, I think I'm at 9. And so that right there, the year's just a little over halfway over, and I've already hit 9. Super exciting. So that's a really big goal for me that I've hit. But I don't know how often I'm going to film, because I don't want to pressure myself. I want to enjoy doing this. But again, I digress. My point was that I wanted to thank you all for helping me along this journey, because it has brought friends into my life. It has just been so wonderful, and the connections that I have made are what drive me to continue to do this. And I think that if I didn't have those connections, I don't think there would be any point for me to have a channel or have videos. I really think that it is an amazing thing that we can inspire each other, create friendships, and just be joyful and be kind to each other. And I love that. So thank you so, so much. I appreciate it more than you guys could ever know. So thank you. On a personal note, my parents just came up to visit this weekend. I'll just do a quick little thing. My dad, his side job, it's his fun job. He is a boxing judge and also an MMA judge. And this weekend, they live in Eugene, Oregon, and I'm in Vancouver, Washington. And so we're only about 2.5 hours apart. And he had an event that he needed to come up and judge on Saturday. And I love it when they do that, because they come up and visit us, and then I get to spend time with my mom while he's there. And so it was wonderful. I don't get to see my mom as often as I would like, not because we're so far away. It just, you know, life happens. But I remember when I lived in town, I could just go over to her house anytime I wanted to and go eat dinner with them, or just say, hey, you want to run some errands with me? So it's different. We have to plan these meetings a little bit more. And so anytime that I get to see her and hang out is really awesome. So it was super fun. And then my dad, they stayed over the night, and then the next day we just got to hang out. And my husband was off this weekend of work too, so all four of us got to hang out. And it's really awesome because my husband and my parents get along amazingly well. You know how sometimes in-laws, and it can be a struggle for some people, but they adore him, he adores them. It's really wonderful. I'm so blessed and thankful for it. So we just had a really good time. It was really, really fun. And another thing that I wanted to say is how much I am enjoying the hashtag common threaded stitcher. That has been so much fun on Instagram. I have to say first though, I don't know how all of y'all with hundreds and thousands of followers and everything, how you can even stay on top of it. I am trying, and I find myself sometimes I'll be on Instagram for like 2 hours straight and I've barely gotten through everything, and I'm like trying to read everything. I'm like, this is so much fun, but it's exhausting. Like, how do you do it? But it's so much fun, and I have loved seeing what everyone has to say. Seeing the 80s hair was so much fun, because you know, some people, they got to live through the 80s and they got to have some hair. And then some of us were a little bit younger, and some people were born in the 80s and didn't, you know, they were just babies. But it has been so much fun. And today is day 6, and the snacks. Did I actually say what today is? I'm so sorry. It's Tuesday, August 6th. So there you go. It's the 6th day of the challenge, and today's favorite snacks. Really fun. It's funny how many people have some of the same like cravings, and others are a little obscure, but super fun. So it's been really, I have loved getting to know, and I've loved getting to know people that I didn't know. I had never met some of these people, and so it's been really fun reading about that. So I've loved it. Just thank you guys for being patient. Bear with me. I have done FlossTube now for what, 4 months, something like that, every couple of weeks, but I've had a partner. I'm used to having someone else there. Weirdly, for this being my first video, it's not my first FlossTube video, but it feels like it. So I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast or if I seem a little anxious. It's just, I'm very excited and I'm a little anxious. Just bear with me, but thank you. Another thing I wanted to say, if any of you guys follow Audrey Stitch 42, she already recapped on this, excuse me, but First Thursday just happened last week. It was spectacular. I love every First Thursday. I have a blast every single time I go, but this might have been my favorite one. And Audrey also pointed out in the video that when they first set it up, they were meeting around 1 o'clock. But some of us have started showing up a lot earlier, and honest to goodness, it's just because we have so much fun. I don't want to go at 1 and stop at 4. I'm going at like 11, and the day flies by, and it is so much fun. We laugh and talk, and this time we had, I think Audrey pointed out, we had like 16 people, and it is loud and it is fun, and you get to visit with people. And I will admit, I rarely stitch because I'm having too much fun visiting, and I bring my stitching and it's there if I want to do it, but I just love visiting. And I'm usually shopping and going through my list of things that I want to kit up, so that kind of consumes a little bit of my time too. But we had some new people come, at least new to me. Christine, Stitch All the Things, she was there. Loved meeting her. Erin, Two Martini Stitcher, she came down from Seattle on the train. Loved meeting her. Both of them were so much fun. And then my friend Marion brought her friend Anna, who is Quilt Roadies, and she is a doll, and I loved meeting her. She kind of sat near me. She's so sweet, so kind, and if you guys are into quilting, go follow her, Quilt Roadies. She's awesome. But so that was so much fun. So we had a really nice group of floss tubers there. That was really fun. But then we have our regular gang, and when Jennifer was there, Margaret was there, Marion was there, Marion the librarian, whom just has become one of my most dearest darling friends. I love her more than I can say. Lisa Gomez was there. She's one of my best buddies. And then, of course, Audrey and Michelle Bendy, whom I adore, both of them. And then later on in the day, Linda Jo, Pretty Southern, came. That was super fun. I always loved Linda Jo. She is my pal. Love her. Now, Steph, I know, is her best friend, but I like to think that she and I are kind of besties too. I can be the other Steph in her life. And who else was there? Colette, Highway Stitcher. Love Colette. Kindest, sweetest woman. She lives in Utah, but they have a house in Washougal, like a vacation type house. And every time she comes up, I've met her now a couple of times, and I'd love to go down to Acorns and Threads and meet her and stitch with her. And she's just a really kind, sweet woman. She has her own floss tube channel, and she's great. She does lots of things. She does lace. I mean, that is, I've never even thought that's something that I would even like to do, but she inspires me to think about it, because it looks really, really cool. So that's really fun. I'm sure that right now, I feel so bad. I've probably forgotten to mention a few people. Oh, Darlene. Oh, Darlene. Can't forget Darlene. I'm so sorry, Darlene. I did not mean to forget you. Team Darlene. We love Darlene. Darlene is the most famous floss tuber who's not a floss tuber. And I love her. She has become a wonderful friend too. So I'm so blessed. I started going to these meetups in October. And it's now just August, and I feel like they've been a part of my life forever. And I feel like these ladies have been in my life forever, and they haven't, but it's been wonderful, and it's changed my life. I'm a person that had a lot of friends growing up, but as I moved away, you know, we were like childhood friends that grew up together, but we've all kind of, in a way, stopped being friends. And so since I moved up to Washington, it's actually been really hard to make friends. I find as an adult, it's been a lot harder to make friends. And so this group has just been wonderful for me. I'm so blessed. So not only is it amazing that I have Acorns and Threads and LNS that I get to go to and have so much fun and see the ladies whom I love. Janine, I love Lori, Lisa, Jolynn. You guys are amazing. I have so much fun going and just visiting with you guys. But that I've made friends through this. It's been wonderful. So sorry. Apparently this is the Love Fest video. So this is all about the love, all the people I love. But anyway, it's been great. It's been so wonderful. So I really wanted to come on here and do my first video. There is obviously no music. I have no fun title page. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I just really wanted to set up a first video so that you all could come and find me and check me out. And so because I don't know what my schedule is going to be, if you subscribe and hit the little bell, at least that way it'll alert you if I have a new video up. I don't know if it'll be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month between each one, but my goal is to share my life with you, but share my love of cross stitch, because it is my passion. And that is my main goal, is to share cross stitching with you. And I want to share all the things. I want to talk about all the fun things and the things that I'm working on, any whips, any finishes. Some of you who already know me know that I am more of a process stitcher, whereas I like Java Girl and Priscilla and Chelsea and some others, they are big into finishes, FFOs, and lots of, really, I mean, they're enjoyable. I love watching them. I'm sorry, my nose itches, people. Love watching and seeing their finishes. It's not necessarily my aesthetic, but also I stitch because I love to stitch. It's what I do. I don't necessarily stitch for the finished product, although I want to have a finish, if that makes any sense. My goal eventually is to learn how to do some of that finishing, especially I'd really like to learn to sew and make smalls. I just think that would be really fun to start having a collection of smalls. And I have a really awesome dough bowl that I got that's really big that could take a lot of smalls. I could stuff a lot of smalls in there, so that'd be really fun. So that is kind of what I'm focusing on, and I just hope that I can be an inspiration to any of you, or an encouragement, an enabler. I'm very good at that. And yeah, So I'll just show you a couple of things. If any of you have followed me over, you've seen some of my whips. I'm not going to inundate you with a bunch of stuff. I'm not a big whip person either, that's just how I work. I am a rather monogamous stitcher. That works for me, and I'm okay with it. I did kind of branch out and start doing more, but it's a little overwhelming for me and my brain, and so I'm okay being, just a couple. But I have a couple that I was going to show. I haven't gotten really anything extra done about them, but just thought I'd show you, so if anybody's new and coming to see me, you can see that I actually do stitch. Because again, this is more of an introduction video, but I just thought I'd share a few things. So excuse me, I'm working on the Scarlet House Coverlet Christmas. So there's that. It's just beautiful. I love it. Tanya is extremely talented. And this is how much I've gotten done. Not very much, as you can see. I have the little box done. Part of the word, it says Chris. And then I have the trees. And I'm actually doing this in silks. It's my first time doing silks. And when I started this, it was actually my first time switching to a bigger count of linen. I started 36. I had been doing 32. And I finally branched up to 36. And now I found that I love 36 and 40. That is just my jam. It's what I'm all about. I like the big stuff. I hate, as many people will remember that I say this, I don't like stitching with 2 strands of floss. I don't. Now, if I can find a 32, so I like 36 and 40. But if I can find a piece of fabric that's 32 count that has tinier holes, which a number of them are. Sometimes Pictures Plus has some pretty tiny holes for 32 count. I can sometimes get away with doing 1 strand of floss, and it has a little bit more of a primitive look, but I'm actually finding that I'm starting to like that. I actually like a less coverage look, kind of like a shepherd's bush thing, because it's a little daintier, a little more primitive looking, and I like that, so I'm okay. But I still like 36 and 40 more, but I can kind of do that, but I don't like 2 strands of floss. I just don't think it lays as nicely for me. So anyway, here's the Blue Flower and Spring Magic, and Janine McGowan knows that I just love her. And unfortunately, I haven't gotten very much done on this. And I apologize if I'm looking in weird places on the camera. I have never had to do this, again, like I said, alone. So my eyes might be all over the place. I'm so sorry. Hey, give me some tips. If you guys can say, stop looking here, look here, so you don't look cross-eyed, great. Please tell me. So here's what I've gotten done. Again, not really very much. The garden gate that I started to work on, which is right here, doesn't show up super well. I probably should have picked a fabric that was a little bit darker, but you live and learn. What are you gonna do? And then I do have a finish, and it was almost done the last time in our last Pixie Dust Stitchers video. It's Witchy Poo. I actually can't figure out where I put the picture, so I'm so sorry that I don't have it, because I did make changes, but I had almost everything done last time, but I finished it all. Finished that skirt. I love her. I think this might be one of my favorite stitches I've ever done. I love her. So this is Witchy Poo. And she's stinking cute. I'm just gonna show you. Her shoes and socks are to die for. And I love everything about her. And so if you've watched, I didn't stitch her nose. It didn't start out that way, but it ended up looking so much cuter. And her hat and her skirt are kind of supposed to be kind of a grayish kind of color. And I decided to use Zach Black and give it more of a purpley look, because I love purple, green, and orange for Halloween. So anyway, love her. Love her. And I have to say that when I showed her in my last video, I know for a fact that I inspired at least one other person to start stitching her, and my friend Kelly. And Kelly just got done stitching her, and she made some changes too. Not quite the way I did, but she ended up doing the shirt purple instead of orange, which is really cute. And she kept the nose, but instead of the nose being orange, she did it a darker green, so it blends in a little more. Really cute. She did a fantastic job. Really, really fun. So that was really cute. So that was my finish. And I was going to say, Stitchapalooza coming up this Saturday. And it's going to be at the Oregon Bar Association, put on through Acorns and Threads. It's already totally filled up. I think I heard we're like 70 people. It's all day stitching, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. It is going to be so much fun. I think I'll probably have to take a nap at some point, but it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. We kind of already have our table kind of sort of planned out, and it's gonna be fun. And I was gonna show, so I think I had mentioned this. Well, I'd shown it in haul a while ago, but I'm sorry I didn't take this out of the thing. I have Garden of Erie by Plum Street Samplers. And it is so cute. And we're doing a sale. Marion, Lisa Gomez, and I decided that we're going to start a sale. The three of us are going to do it together. And our start date is Stitch-A-Palooza. And so any of you are welcome. If you want to do it, great. Go for it. We'd love it. We'd love more people to join in. But yeah, the three of us are going to work on Garden of Erie. We have no rules. We have no time frame. Just the start dates on Stitch-A-Palooza, which is Saturday, August 10th. And it's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to it. Oops, crinkly. And then I have a little bit of haul. Last week when I was at Acorns and Threads for First Thursday, I picked up a few things. Actually, these had been in my bag. Like I said, I prefer 36 and 40 count, but I'm really in love with that gingham fabric. But most of the time the gingham fabric is by Weeks Dye Works, and it's 28 count, and that is just two big holes. And Weeks Dye Works has some of the most beautiful fabric, but it's so loosey-goosey, floppy, and I like a tiny bit stiffer, so I don't enjoy that. But Nikki's Creations has actually a 32 count gingham. I don't know how she does it, because apparently it's supposed to, most of it's only 28, but I love these, and she does a lot of her designs on these ginghams, which I have a number of them, and so I'm going to give that a try. I'm going to try it with one strand and see how it works. If it doesn't, I can always frog it out. You know, what are you going to do? So, love that. I got this. It's the Heart and Hand Patchwork Sheep. I have been wanting this for so long. Love it. It is so cute. Look at those sheep. Love. I love sheep. I love cows. I love pigs. Farm stuff. I love it all. I love cross stitch. See, stitch goes my heart. I mean, come on. I got, oh, and Beth Twist was there. I forgot to say. When we were at Acorns and Threads for First Thursday, Beth Twist was there. Come on. She was stitching with us. Awesome. And so I picked up Heartstring Samplery, the Choose Your Own Motto Sampler. I have no idea what I'm going to use as the inside, but I got it truly because this border. I had seen her do a teaser a number of months back, and she'd shown like a snippet of the border, and I was like, I don't even care what that is. That border is dope. I have to have that. Love it. So finally picked that up. And then a couple of things that I had gotten off of Stash Unloading. Y'all know that I now have a weird love for Lizzie Kate now that they're out of business. And yeah, you can still find them, but it's bizarre. Like, now I fall in love with Lizzie Kate. And I happened to find on Stash Unloading a woman who was selling the Tingles. And I got all 6 of them, which ends up being 12. This is one of my favorites. And this one's one of my favorites. Love it. And that one. And I got a smoking deal. They're brand new. They are brand new. They even still have all the buttons attached to the inside of the chart. Smoking deal. Yeah, I mean, had to do it. And then I got Blackbird Designs, which is my other new obsession. And I got the Bells on Christmas Day, the booklet. It's beautiful. So that was really fun. And then I found something online from a new Facebook friend, and I bought Tokens of Friendship. This one's an out of print one, and it's awesome. And the reason, I'll show you the pattern that the reason why I bought it and wanted it is for this. It's called Summer's Souvenir. I don't know if you can see it. That is why I wanted this book. I love this. And then I love this. Those two right there, I love them so much. Whole reason I got this. And I am so blessed that I was able to get that. So, yep. I'm a happy girl. Happy, happy girl. The only other thing I want to say is probably at some point I will be doing giveaways. And the truth is, the reason why I want to do it is because if I can spread a little bit of joy, a little bit of happiness, send somebody some happy mail, that's a wonderful thing. And I'm blessed to be able to do it. So I don't know when it'll start, and I don't know what it's going to be. But that's my plan, is to be able to just share with you in lots of different capacities that I can, share of myself in different ways. And I just thank you for watching me. I hope you enjoyed this. I am open to comments, questions. I am Stitch Goes My Heart, and I have an email set up under stitchgoesmyheart@gmail.com. I don't think that there's any, I think it's just all lowercase, just Stitch Goes My Heart at gmail.com. So I'm welcome to, but just comment here, comment on the video, and just let me know what you think. If there's anything you'd like to see me change, talk about more, if you think I'm doing a good job, say hi. And yeah, thanks so much for joining me. I love this community. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Bye.